Hey fellow fragrance lovers and enthusiasts, thank you for stopping by today. I really do appreciate you. If you're new to my channel, hello, thank you for stopping by. And let's talk about 5 fragrances that essentially I rarely reach for and maybe why I don't wear them as often as I would want to, or maybe as often as I should. This is a tag video by Luc Ispo, upcoming fragrance reviewer, really nice guy. I'll link his channel down below. And again, I'm going to shout out a bunch of people at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But let's jump into the video. Let's not waste any time. The first one I wanted to talk about is Pitre Bleu by the House of Fragranza. Now, I really like this fragrance. I think it's a wonderful creation. This is a copy of Bleu Lazuli from the high-end collection of the high-end kind of niche offerings from Armani. And I do have to say, this is a pretty close rendition. It's pretty darn close to the real thing. It projects a little bit better, and it's actually pretty mass appealing. It's pretty easygoing. To me, this smells like a more incense-heavy brother, distant cousin to Jean Paul Gaultier, you know, Le Male. This is a great fragrance if you want a vanilla, but also kind of also just has a little bit of that blue vibe and a little bit of that sweetness and a little bit of that creaminess. But it's also just smells very modern, and it smells a little bit like a modern man. So if you are have a little bit of a soft side, you know, this is a great one. I don't reach for it very often because I tend to think that this fragrance is something that I should wear for the fall. And when I get to the fall, I have so many of my other deeper, darker fragrances and my heavier, richer gourmands and those kinds of things that I have been looking forward to wearing so much that I end up just not wearing this one. Now I've kind of just started to decide to wear this one more in the spring, maybe the summer nights if I feel comfortable, and more in the fall days. It's a charmer. It's great for dates, and this is one of those fragrances that I honestly, you know, this is more of a date fragrance for me, and because I just don't reach for those, you know, mass appealing fragrances that much. They just don't work for me as much as for a lot of people. So this is one of my date fragrances, and it's good stuff, no doubt about it. Fragranza, a great house that makes their own creations and you know, kind of clone creations as well. So this is none other than Ferrari Uomo. I don't know if y'all smelled this. It's discontinued. It's from the the original Essence line. Like Bright Neroli and Noble Fig and all those other fragrances that everybody seems to like. This one was very overlooked. At one point, this one was on sale for 14, 15, 16 bucks. It was being liquidated. Almost nobody cared about it. And now it's actually hard to get. And it probably is not cheap on eBay. You know, this one's discontinued. I do have to say, this is a really, really nice fragrance, but it reminds me a little bit of Fahrenheit. And it reminds me a little bit of Dirty English, and that's not a bad thing. It's got a bad boy vibe, but it's a little bit more leathery. It's has a little bit more of depth to it, and in the dry down, it's just something I like the dry down a lot better. You know, sometimes even more than Fahrenheit, but I like it much better than, you know, Dirty English. But I do have to say that I bought Gucci Guilty Absolute recently, and I prefer Gucci Guilty Absolute a lot better over this. This is a lot more youthful, but it's still got that bad boy kind of gasoline violet petrol vibe and that leather and that assertiveness. This is a little bit more easygoing, a little bit more versatile, but the Gucci Guilty Absolute has the assertiveness and has that bold nature. It really grabs you by the back of the hair, and it's just a fragrance that I do like. I do sometimes reach for it, but I just don't reach for it as often as I should. So maybe I'll end up wearing this one a little bit more in the future, but Gucci Guilty Absolute, to me, is the much better fragrance compared to this one. I personally just wouldn't seek this one out, especially as the price is gradually climbing. It's gradually getting more expensive. So the next one is 24 Gold Oud Edition. Actually a fragrance that I truly love, and I actually really recommend this one for the person who's just getting into oud, who likes maybe more gourmand, sweet fragrances. This is a beast mode fragrance, very potent, very long lasting, and amazing value for money. I actually highly recommend this one. You know, Hugo Boss Oud, you know, is a great, bottled oud is a great fragrance for the person upcoming into the oud world. Very easy to love, very easy to appreciate, very easy to wear. But this fragrance has a little bit more potency and a little bit more kick, but it's still so easy to love. It's still so easy to wear, and I highly recommend it. I really do highly recommend it. for somebody who's just getting into oud, maybe more of a Western nose, maybe a little bit more scared of oud. This is so good. I do think men are more likely to like this one, but ladies, if you like really sweet, gourmandish stuff with a little bit of that deep, dark vibe, you're really going to like this one. Not skanky, not scary at all. You can notice the oud in the background, but it's not animalic. It's not scary whatsoever. 24 gold oud edition, highly recommended. I just don't wear it that much because when it ends up being the fall, you know, more of the really, really cold weather, you know, I tend to be indoors and I kind of want a really cold fragrance that really pushes and projects, but I end up wearing more like green fragrances and more things that are a little bit more just purely gourmands and a little bit more cozy fragrances because I'm indoors and I'm around family and I'm around, you know, friends and loved ones. So this is more of a fragrance I would use to go out and about. If I was going to be outside during the cold in the winter, if I was going to a bonfire, if I was going to a party, a fall festival, this is the kind of fragrance I would wear to get noticed. And this will definitely get you noticed. So really good stuff from the house of, you know, 24 Scent Story, 24 gold oud edition. The next fragrance, y'all might be surprised that I don't really reach for it that often. This is Bulgari Man Black Orient. This is a flanker of the Man in Black. This is more of a damask rose. It doesn't really have as much of the tuberose, and it's a little bit more dry, a little bit more spicy. And instead of the tobacco, it focuses a little bit more on the cardamom. I really do like this fragrance. I think it's very well done, and sometimes it distantly reminds me of Oud Wood by Tom Ford, which is always a good thing. I love Oud Wood by Tom Ford. This fragrance, though, is a fragrance that, I really do like it, but to me it's a little bit seductive. I don't really want to wear it casually. I feel like it's so fancy. It is discontinued. I don't think the price is going to get expensive on this one, but it's discontinued. So I'm a little bit, I kind of feel reluctant to wear it sometimes. And again, it feels a little bit more sensual, so I don't want to wear it casually. And again, it's discontinued too. And, you know, when it gets to more of a date night situation, I have a lot of other fragrances that I feel would work better for this one. This is more of like a fragrance that I would kind of wear if I was in a serious relationship and I was going to meet the family. You know, meet the mom and the dad, really make a good impression with the dad, smell kind of sensual but also upscale and masculine. This is the kind of fragrance that I think would be perfect for meeting the family, meeting the in-laws. This is a great fragrance for that. But it's not the perfect thing I would wear for date night, and it's not something that I would also want to wear casually. I think it's just too fancy for that. So, Bulgari Man Black Orient, really like the fragrance. I just don't reach for it that often. The next one might surprise y'all. I hyped this fragrance to high heavens. I don't know if y'all got on the hype train, but this is Mahariz from the house of El Herbolario. This is from Italy. It's a really nice fragrance. It's a very close, I don't know if it was intended to be a clone, but it is very close to Musc Ravageur. I think that this smells better. It's not as animalic. It's a much better value for the price for money. You're going to save a lot of money, and it also is a little bit more mass appealing, a little bit easier to wear. I just don't reach for this one that often because I have other fragrances I just tend to wear a little bit more for the spring and even the fall. But I've also started to try to wear this one by, you know, in more of the summer nights, like Tunes Reviews suggested. Clove fragrances and a fragrance like this sometimes can stand up to a little bit of heat. You know, if you're maybe exercising or maybe you're getting some action on, this fragrance really just works wonders. A great date night fragrance. It's a very interesting date night fragrance. Because of the clove and the vanilla, it might remind you of Christmas, but really, really nice fragrance. It's just something so interesting and so likable. Sometimes I don't remember to wear this when it's the perfect fall situations with the falling leaves out there in the winter. I kind of forget about this one, and I really shouldn't. It's beautiful juice. So guys and gals, I hope that y'all enjoyed my video today. I did want to tag some people really fast. I wanted to tag Mr. Cheap Scents. Love the work he's doing over there. Fab Trends by Mia. There's a bunch of wonderful people in the fragrance community. Maybe Clements is willing to do this one. Just a Rose. There's a lot of wonderful upcoming fragrance reviewers who are doing such a good job. And maybe TLTG, maybe he's willing to do this one as well. So I'll see everybody. Hope that y'all are safe and well. Love your brother. Love your neighbor. I'll see you next time, everybody. Wear what you love. Rock what you got. And I wish y'all the very best. And I hope that you liked my video today. Let me know in the comment sections below how I did. Please like the video and all that good business. And I'll see you next time, everybody. Peace out. And bye.